video, and I want to get onto this topic off the muscle, get right into the value of cognition and its importance, what I'm currently seeing, and what type of things you kind of go through when other people do not value this trait. So, cognition, if we simplify it, it's the ability to comprehend and orientate yourself in this world with your thinking and mental paralysis to get things done, right? And this is something that severely is lacking. She don't even trust me, or because she don't understand I'm a man, I could do this, that, and the third. You're not using cognition you're to understand this problem. You're not using your mental thinking processes, right? Is it the real problem of you being out late? Is it the factor that you didn't spend quality time? Is it the factor of who you're out late with, or the situations you're going to be out on, right? Is it the factor that you're not considering her when you come back from being out late, right? There's other situations that are going on and happening with you just hearing your lady complain about you being out late, right? And that is what is the issue. A lot of times we're just dealing with the surface. We're just dealing with right in front of us, and the first things is taken. And I think it's coming from a lot of this TikTok, a lot of the fast entertainment, and it's microwave society. Everyone wants just the quickest answer, the quickest solution, but nothing in life comes that way besides maybe that, maybe taxes, and those things don't even come in those manners, right? So many people are allowing their confusion to keep them complacent in their normality, which is causing them more distress and more dis-ease. If you get what I'm saying, like the ability to really comprehend and to succinctly go through the different supporting arguments, the different supporting statements, the different supporting evidence of what you're currently going through is very different than trying to win an argument, trying to debate someone to failure or loss. It is very different, right? To actually have a thorough understanding is what is the only way to promote yourself, to make sure you're moving through clarity, navigating uncertainty. And the lack of uh, uh, patience, capacity to even hold those things is what keeps you locked in where you don't want to be at, right? And then what helps even keep you further locked in is the fear of failure, right? It's the factor that, well, maybe you didn't figure everything out right the way that you wanted it to be, right? To be open, right? And the lack of using the dichotomy, understanding that nothing is extremely white or extremely black most of the time, right? There is a spectrum that you have to acknowledge. There is things that are imperative to understand when they are right, when they are wrong, when they are misapplied, when they're reapplied differently with a different method, right? It's not just doing the same thing over and over and over again, because that is insanity, expecting a different result when everything is the same in the same circumstance. We have to be able to understand what are our limiting factors, what are the absolute truths, and really be able to dive deeper into that. Ask the questions on why these systems work that way. Why did this person feel this way after said thing? Is it because of tone? Is it because of vernacular? Is it because of subject matter? Is it because of the way that it was expressed? Is it because they didn't want to hear what was being expressed? Is it because this was not the right time to express it? This was not the right setting to express it. See, these are all different things to keep in mind when we're using our cognition of solving problems. The who, what, when, hello. Shalom to everybody coming in. The who, what, when, where, and why. You know? And taking this thing in and understanding, running simulations in your mind on If I change this aspect, what happens? If I change that aspect, what happens? The different iterations. See, that your first iteration may not be the one end all be all solution. And whoop-de-doo, it normally isn't. That's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're in the process of making prototypes to create the solution that you're actually aiming towards. Congratulations. That's called progress. You know what doesn't work, you have refined what you're looking for more. See, just focusing on all the criticisms and not seeing what things have been working or what things have been consistent, and that's where you can fall short-sighted. This is imperative to master, especially as they're going to keep tossing more information, more distractions, and you're going to get older. So cost of errors are going to become more costlier, right? The price of errors is going to become more costlier, right? Doesn't mean you can't come back, but turning your brain off, going on autopilot, not being willing to confront your inner demons, your shadow work, not being willing to confront your trauma wounds, your childhood, not being willing to confront the things that are constantly holding you back, whether that's your mentality, whether that's your skill set, whether that's your finances, which means you're not looking for opportunities to go use your skill set, or you're not using the right mentality to find the opportunities to use said skill set once again. You're not willing to invest in yourself, invest in the time, which is all you got. This becomes the crux of why you're not going where you want to go or where you want to be, or you're pushing away people that can help you, right? And you're only keeping the people who are hindering you because it's familiar. Stop with the familiarity if that's trash. Stop with the familiarity if it's not moving you forward. You got to go do something new. You got to go try something out. And if it's whoop-de-doo, get up and try again. Don't like the advice the first time, sit down with that and see where am I that I don't like this advice? Is it my pride? How do you detect internal pride? You know what? Let's walk through that real quick. I feel like so many times people say, oh, understand if it's your pride, if it's your ego, or if it's a divine message. Let's talk about this. Is the statement based in fact? Can you verify it? Right? That's part one. Part two, is it a problem of methodology, perspective? Right? So if you change your perspective, could this be better? Without losing your morality. This is how you navigate dichotomies, is by you use your moral compass. Right? It's very easy to say, or very easy to understand, I didn't like that because you know what, they yelled at me. Okay, cool. Now, if you remove the yelling part, let's say it calm. If you do the simulation in your mind, is it calm? You know, does that make sense? Could that be a possible solution? See, this is how we get pride out the way. Or maybe you didn't like who said it, right? Maybe you didn't like when it was said, right? But you can really identify whether it's a problem with the message or it's a problem with yourself. Now, part two, what if the message is flawed? Okay, what is the good of the message and where do you find the flaws of the message? Avoid the flaws, which means do not use said advice, do not use said message in those instances where you think it will not help you. Now, will you say, I don't think this is going to help me at all? Okay, then you move past. This is probably not great because you verified it, you use different perspectives on it, you used a calmer voice for it. This is how we use our cognition to walk through problems that we're facing. This is how you use logic. You can feel when things are off, but then it takes your mind to process what is off and how to fix it, how to turn it back on. This is imperative, especially when we're talking about finances. And that's where a lot of times people want to be quiet because like, yo, I ain't making that type of money. I ain't doing this and that. Cool. Understood. But go get the knowledge. Go see what things can you apply. Or I'm not making that type of money. I don't want to work I'm already working 2 jobs. Can you cut back on anything? Well, you see your prize being strike because I'm asking simple questions and now you feel as though I'm trying to invalidate everything you're going on, even though nothing that I just said invalidated any of the work that you was doing. That's an example. That's you being emotional. You're feeling a lot, but you're not processing what you're feeling and why you're feeling it, and then directing it to the proper circumstance that it belongs to. Sometimes you just need to take a deep breath and realize you're going to be okay. Maybe this message is to help you get further. Instead of everything here just to beat you down. You know, there's no victories for the victim. Remember that. There's no victories for the victim. Which simply means until you're willing to stand up and protect yourself, fight for yourself, fight for what is right, you will never get anything. Because the victim is a state of mind and place and positioning, right? Let me turn on this car real quick. Car getting a little hot. I mean, my phone getting a little hot. Give me 1 second. I kind of lost my point for a second. I'm gonna find it again. It's important though to really process your emotions. It can hinder your brain. The cortisol can start narrowing down your prefrontal cortex, which is where all the high level reasoning takes place, right? And once when that starts to shut down, then your ability to think complex, nuance, right, where a lot of the world really exists in, becomes dwindled down to your amygdala, which is fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and however many other F words they want to put in between besides survival, being animalistic, not realizing how you can use higher levels of reasoning to get past what you're going through. What philosophies are you constantly attaching yourself to? Here's another great one to show you the value of cognition. I have to work hard to get a lot of money. Only hard work pays off. Now, I'm not telling people to be lazy, but the mindset that having to work hard is the only way to make money or is the primary way of making money will always have you doing things outside of your strengths, right? Especially if you built some skills. Keep that in mind. And you will never go to what you naturally gravitate towards or go into business for yourself, which may be a hard endeavor, but it may be an easier outcome for you, for what you can provide. Right? It's a great example. Hard work can pay off, but only in the right direction. Easy work can pay off, but only if it's long lasting. That's one philosophy worth checking your cognition. There's other philosophies that a lot of us either chant or we deep down believe in that just ain't so. It's half true, half not. And not being able to navigate through this really keeps a lot of us locked in a place that we don't want to be. You accept that, well, maybe I'm too old, or maybe I'm too young, or maybe I'm a woman, or I'm a man, and a man can't do this, or a woman can't do that. Is it true, though? You know, where do your values come from? Did you ever sit down and think about the societal value system and where you actually sit in it? Or have you just been navigating blindly and following rules blindly, and then you're wondering why you keep hitting your head against the wall? That's the value of cognition. To comprehend said situation, orientate oneself for success, and follow through with action. We're going to fail sometimes. That's okay. Cognition allows you to improve. It's going to be hard sometimes. That's okay, because solving this problem is going to bring more ease than not having the problem solved. It's called an investment. You'll see the return on the back end. I just had to get this out. The value of cognition is the ability to shape your reality with the knowledge and wisdom that you have to make a better one. Not to be controlled by rules and systems that you really don't even fully agree with, nor does your life has benefited from. And these are important things to remember as you navigate through your life. As for me, as a father, as a patriarch, as the head of my house, the value of cognition is the only way that I went from being homeless, right, to living in a hotel, right, to moving to another state, right, to making a job that makes twice the last job I was at. And I'm going to use the values of cognition to go further, use the stock market, right, using these other systems of wealth to keep moving out of thin air. Yes, I praise God for all of the help and the angels and the people who came along the way. But if I didn't do my part, faith without works is dead, and we all know that. If I didn't invest in myself and believe in myself, I wouldn't be here. And that's the same thing, and it's very true for any one of you listening and watching. These are important values that we need to hand down to our children so they're not brain dead from all this brain rot. Solving hard problems and the value of them, the character building aspects of them. With that being said, this was a little bit more on the tense side. Leon the Patriarch, you're gonna get a little bit of mix. All right. Sometimes things just need to be said, affirmed, and confirmed, and that's that. It's your brother Leon. I'll be back with another one. Till then, peace.